denomination's name. The United Methodist Church is divided on an issue, one that affects the way they interpret and teach the Bible. Chase Beethel dives into the Methodist Church's views on sexuality and how it's affecting members of the local conference here in East Tennessee.
Every Sunday, Seth O'Kegley Gibson leads the traditional worship service at First United Methodist Church in Oak Ridge.
First Church welcomes and embraces Jesus' message that God loves and accepts every person. And our welcome quite literally knows no boundaries, and we invite all people to participate in the life and the ministry.
Since taking Seth in 2016, First Church Oak Ridge has been a place providing him a path to pursue his calling as a pastor. The only thing blocking Seth from his final step is his sexuality.
Just like any other organization or denominational body, we have different interpretations of different things.
The United Methodist denomination doesn't allow openly gay men or women to become clergy. Methodism also prohibits same-sex weddings on church property. Seth met his husband Jared at First Church, and despite their active involvement, they had to go elsewhere for their wedding.
We got married at the Episcopal Church of the Ascension in Knoxville. I've got a good clergy friend of mine who's an Episcopal priest, and he did the service there.
The Methodist stance on same-sex marriage and sexuality first became a point of contention in 1972. Since then, the storm has only grown in size, leading church leaders to believe a Methodist split is looming.
Over 90% of our folks, when we've talked to them and surveyed them, want to find a way to stay together.
Will Cantrell is a pastor at Concord United Methodist in Farragut. He says his church accepts and loves members of the LGBTQ+ community, some of which play an active role in the church.
We follow the policy. There are differing opinions within our church about it, but we do follow the policy, and we have a very accepting community where folks are very close-knit and care for one another.
Some regional conferences have gone against General Conference and ordained pastors who are openly gay, such as the Mountain Sky Conference in Colorado. That's where Seth did his seminary school and was commissioned as a provisional elder by Karen Oliveto, a Methodist lesbian bishop. The Mountain Sky Conference went against the denomination's wishes in appointing Oliveto, something the Holston Conference here in East Tennessee doesn't intend to budge on, for now.
The Holston Annual Conference doesn't quite see this area the same way I do, and it's unfortunate that I may have to go elsewhere to serve and live out my call by God.
Do you think there will ever be gay clergy members within the Holston Conference?
I do. There have been. They just weren't known. What I can tell you is that I think within East Tennessee, there will be an expression of Methodism that allows for gay Methodist clergy, and there will probably also be an expression of Methodism that does not allow.
Cantrell is a big voice in the Holston Conference and was a delegate for General Conference in 2012 and 2016 when debates on sexuality reached a boiling point. His book, Unafraid and Unashamed, discusses the future of the United Methodist Church.
With progressive groups openly violating our methods for church organization and conservative groups calling for separation, United Methodists must now confront a fateful question. Is the United Methodist Church, as it is currently constituted, still United or Methodist?
Until General Conference in August, Seth says he will continue the Lord's work, serving his church and community.
We're doing ministry, we're helping people that are hurting in a pandemic world right now, and that's really what we keep our eyes focused on, and we just kind of hold our breath and wait for the rest.
In Oak Ridge and Knoxville, Chase Beethel, 10 News.
Now, the next General Conference is scheduled for August 2022, where they could change the official rules of their church, but COVID-19 could postpone the meeting for a third time in a row. About 40% of United Methodists are abroad and having issues obtaining visas. If the visa issues persist, General Conference may not happen until 2023 or 2024. All right.